I am in tears. I am in literal tears right now. I am crying tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of happiness, tears of wonder, and in my honest opinion, tears of love for one show only. And it's sad to see that this show that I'm crying for, this show that I am depressed for, this show that I ain't even gonna lie, this may just make me go over the edge because one of my favorite shows of the last 5 years is officially coming to an end, and I'm not taking this well, man. I might even call off work, I might call off school, I might just lock my doors because of how sad I am to see such a great product end. And you're probably wondering to yourselves, why is Big Bro crashing out over a show ending? This is not just any ordinary show. This is not just any simple-minded show. This show, in my honest opinion, saved the reputation of the most important comic book character in history. After a long decade of embarrassing projects, after a long decade of disgusting, distasteful, and horrendous projects that completely destroyed the name of Superman, after 10 long years, when it hit 2021, we saw a show, we saw a project that has by itself made the Superman name feel relevant again, by itself made the Superman name be respected, made the Superman name be remembered as one of the great pillars of media. In my honest opinion, Superman, he is that important. And the show I'm talking about is Superman and Lois, and I'm talking about season 4, the finale, aka the series finale, because at the time of me talking right now, the show is done, the chapter is closed, and I'm here to talk about the last episode because it was crazy, man. A lot of crazy shit happened in this episode, and a lot of sad shit happened in this episode, man. But it starts off by continuing from the last episode, and that is Lex Luthor unleashed Doomsday onto Smallville, and Doomsday, he is attacking every single person in sight. He is not holding back. Doomsday, he is proven to be a force of nature. He is proven to be a force of chaos, and we are seeing him battle Superman throughout Metropolis. Superman, he is bleeding. He is hurt. He feels like he's about to die. And when Jordan and Jonathan are trying to help Superman to fend off Doomsday, Superman, at first, he still is not trying to have them get involved because as a dad, he doesn't want to have it on his conscience that he led his kids to death, because as a dad, you have to protect your kids. So that's what he's trying to do, but Doomsday is proven to be too powerful. And we're seeing that Lois, she now eventually talks some sense into Clark. She now eventually tries to tell Clark that they are your sons. As much as you need to protect them, they are here to protect you in a time of need. So Superman eventually, he now comes up with a plan with Jordan and Jonathan. He now tells Jordan and Jonathan to lure Doomsday to him at the heart of Metropolis. But a little side story before I continue is that Steel and Lana Lang, they are caught in the crossfire of this big fight, and when Doomsday touched down upon the location, Steel, he almost got impaled at his ribs, so he needed to go back to his lab to actually get some repairs and to actually fix himself. So him and Lana, they went back to his lab, then they now returned with an upgraded steel hammer. His wounds got healed, but simultaneously as well, Lex Luthor, he's on his way. But before Luthor got there, Superman and Jordan and Jonathan's plan actually worked because they lured Doomsday back to the main street of Smallville. Then as they were both flying towards Superman, they now both parted ways, and Doomsday was still flying. So like Doomsday's speed, you would think that he would be fast enough to catch what was about to happen, but the plan was calculated enough so that right as they are near Superman and they now part ways, Steel now threw his hammer just in time to now hit Doomsday in the head, causing blunt force trauma. So Doomsday kind of temporarily died at this moment. So the only plan that was actually necessary, that needed to stop Doomsday for good, was to fly Doomsday to the sun. Because remember, this is not the core Doomsday. The real Doomsday, if you fly him to the sun, he will get stronger and he will actually kill you even harder. But since this Doomsday is actually Bizarro from a different universe, this Doomsday, when it reaches the sun, it'll completely disintegrate and die, because he's the opposite of Superman. So this Doomsday needs a blue sun to regenerate. So when Superman now flew Doomsday to the sun, Doomsday not actually awoken, but it wasn't Doomsday that awoken. It was Bizarro inside that awoken. And you can see the blue eyes of Doomsday. He was basically telling Superman, just let me die here, basically. Because remember, this Doomsday, he is a product of destruction that was not his fault, because that woman, I forgot her name, but she manipulated his whole family. She turned his own son against him. She turned his own wife against him, even though beforehand these problems were actually, climbing up and they were piling up. But she caused this whole thing to cause him to turn into Bizarro. And not only that, Lex Luthor, he's the one that caused him to turn into Doomsday after he revived Bizarro from death. So all of his destruction is not his fault. So I understand why he wanted to just kill himself, because now he is just a total monster, and his life right now, he just needs to basically kill himself to stop the rampage, to stop the deaths and destruction. So when I saw that, I was like, damn, Doomsday is dead. But we also have one last problem, and that is Lex Luthor, because we're seeing that he is chasing down Amanda. Amanda is trying to get away from Luthor, but Luthor, he's actually about to shoot a missile straight to Amanda. But then Jordan and Jonathan now save Amanda's life, and they now save her and bring her back to Smallville. So then Amanda, she is getting ready to go on a live stream with Lois and Mayor Lana Lang to basically expose that Lex Luthor, he's a murdering psychopath. But Luthor had Milton hack their systems and hack their network so that that live stream could be just nothing. There was nothing that would be live streamed. And Luthor, he's right now en route to Smallville. So now we're seeing Luthor, he's flying to Smallville. Then Jordan and Jonathan are trying to intercept Luthor, but they're too weak. Luthor's suit is upgraded. He's upgraded to only withstand Superman's power. So their power, even though Superman is actually depowered, they're still not on Superman's level. So then Luthor, he makes quick work of both Jordan and Jonathan. He hits Jonathan into a house and Jonathan almost dies. Then as he's choking Jordan, he's almost about to kill Jordan too. Lois now comes to try to talk some shit to Luthor to get Luthor off his game and off his psyche. So Luthor gets mad. Luthor, he's a man-child. Luthor, he is a hater, the pure hater that he is. He wants to kill anything that Superman loves. So then Luthor, he now tries to run to Lois, but Lois tricks him with an explosion from steel that causes Luthor to be temporarily stunned. This just stuns Luthor just in time for Superman to come in and swoop Luthor to the skies, to bring this fight to the skies where nobody will get hurt. Then Superman and Luthor are trading blows, but Luthor, he tried to drill Superman with some kryptonite drillers that tried to drill near his heart, but Superman, he's Superman. He's not gonna let that shit slide. Superman will try his hardest to defeat the person that is trying to kill him and his family. So Superman, he is just beating up Luthor. He is not holding back. Then this final blow, Superman now flies straight to Luthor and now punches him so hard that Luthor's entire suit just completely just crumbles, and Luthor almost dies, but Superman saves him. Despite everything Luthor has done, despite all of the evil shit that Luthor has done to his family, Superman is still proven to be the bigger person by not letting him die, by actually saving Luthor. And that just proves why this show, they understand Superman as a character, because you can do the most fucked up shit, but Superman, he will still try his best to see if there's a way that he can save you. So then after this, Luthor is sent to Stryker's Island, and the previous administration told Luthor that you are not going to receive the same treatment that you received in your previous stay. Now Luthor, he's sentenced to life, and Luthor, he is put with prisoners like Bruno Mannheim, people that he wronged, people that he hurt. So now Luthor, he's about to receive that same punishment in prison. And this is where the sad part comes, because we're seeing as the years go by, we're seeing that Superman and Lois, they actually are doing great. They are creating community centers that help the community, help the homelessness. They are trying their best to help the world, because remember, Superman, he is depowered. Superman, he is slowly dying after his heart was replaced with Lois Lane's dad's heart. But the sad part is, as they're growing older, we see that Jordan and Jonathan are now men. They have families, they have a lot of kids, and Lois and Superman are growing old as well. But Lois's cancer returned, and unfortunately, man, when they are both at an old age, Lois dies at the arms of Clark and Jordan and Jonathan, and that was sad to see, man. But the other sad thing that they did, not only did they made Lois Lane die, but it was inevitable. We all saw it coming. We saw the first prelude to his death. We saw Superman die already. So now in this show, for the series finale, they made Superman die twice due to heart failure / heart disease. Because remember, his heart, that's not his heart. That is Lois Lane's dad's heart. It's not a Kryptonian heart. So since it's a human heart, it's susceptible to death, it's susceptible to heart disease, and Superman dies at the end of the series. But one thing I love that they incorporated was that before Lois and Clark's death, they actually had a Superman family where we see Superman flying, we see Steel's comic accurate costume, we see Natasha Irons comic accurate costume, and we see Jordan and Jonathan donning two Superboy costumes. Jordan, he's donning the new 52 Superboy costume where it's black and red, while Jonathan, he's donning the Superboy costume, the classic Superboy costume from the 1990s, the first Superboy costume without the shades and the jacket, but still that looks great. Jordan's suit looks great. Their new suits look great in my opinion. And we also see that Clark, he gets a crypto, not the white crypto that we know, but remember, this is a different universe. So this crypto, it still does the job. It was still heartwarming. And yeah, this series is done, man. I think I might cry myself to sleep. I'll be completely honest with you. I think I might have to rethink my whole life this next couple of weeks, because damn, man, this show, it went by fast. That's why the last episode's title is called It Went By So Fast, because I just remember when the show dropped in 2021, I was like, damn, this is a great Superman show. But now in 2024, I'm like, damn, this show really saved Superman's reputation, and this show really saved the generation's perception of Superman. But that's the end of the video, man. I'm out. Peace.